All right, we want to look at parametric equations going the other way now in terms of modeling. That is, I have something I want to come up with parametric equations for it. So I'm going to start simple. Let's start with line segments. Let's say I want, for whatever reason, to draw a line segment between a couple of points here. So I'm going to grab this point here and this point over here. So the 2 points here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this coordinate is 6, this coordinate is 1, and over here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is at 7 and 4. Okay, so I want to draw the line segment from 1, 6 to 7, 4. Right? 1, 6 to 7, 4. Now to do this parametrically, this is x, this is y, I want to change this one graph into 2. I want to work myself backwards from the way that I create parametric equations. So I'm going to take this equation and turn it into 2 graphs. Actually, I'm going to erase that and take all of this stuff and move it over out of my way a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to draw my 2 graphs over here. So I'm going to draw x versus t. And I'm going to draw y versus t. Now I try fairly hard to keep things lined up so that t equals 0 is here, and I'm thinking of the t's being the same as I move myself across. This is t versus x. This is t versus y. Okay. So let's look at this and just focus on the x-coordinate. Let's say that at time 0 I'm at this first point, and at some other time I'm at this one. Let's say even time 1. So at time 0, okay, I'm starting with my x-coordinate at 1. So x-coordinate starts right here at 1. And just to have a little bit of room here, I'm going to say, let's say time 1 is right here. At time 1, I want to be over here at my x-coordinate of 7. Now I'm not even worrying about y right now, just saying start here at time 0, in there at time 1. So at time 1, this is a 1 right here, this gets up to 7. Now I didn't draw this very accurately, but let's just say that's at 7 right there. So this is what the x-coordinate needs to do. Now I look at that and I say, do I have any idea how to draw come up with an equation for something like that? Well, yeah, that's just a line. It's got an intercept of 1. It's got a slope of 6. So there's a rise of 6 for a run of 1 there. So this should be x equals 6t plus 1, right? Notice if I plug a 0 in there, I get 1 out. If I plug a 1 in there, I get a 7 out. So this is doing exactly what the x-coordinate needs to do. Likewise, the y-coordinate at the same time starts off up here at 6 at time 0, and at time 1 it's come down to 4, wherever 4 is, right? So the y-coordinate is doing something like that. Now with this being a straight line, I'm going to assume that these are going to be straight lines. I can show that it works once I get it. So I need an equation for that thing. Well, that's just a line. It's got a y-intercept of 6 and a slope of negative something. It goes down 2 here. It goes down 2 for going over 1. So it's got a slope of negative 2. Again, this is not drawn to scale because it's a big 1 in this direction, not so big in that direction. But still, the x-coordinate goes from 1 to 7 in a nice straight way. The y-coordinate goes from 6 down to 4 in a nice straight way. I can come up with equations for both of those things. Now I want to check and see if I'm going to graph them and see if it does what I want. Here we go. So we're going to take those equations that we just had and put them in here. This is still the ellipse from the last example here. So we're going to say x is 6 times t plus 1, and y is negative 2t plus 6. And I think I can see everything I need to. I was interested in values of t between 0 and 1. And so I look here and I say, is this doing what I wanted it to do? Well, the x-coordinate starts at 1, climbs up to 7, the y-coordinate starts at 6, goes down to 4, and I'm drawing that line segment. Okay. Now, I not only have a parametric equation for the line segment, I actually have a parametric equation for the whole line. That if, if I change what my t values can be, I'm looking at different parts of the line. But the way I set it up, it makes it really easy to describe that line segment, because I know that it's the segment I wanted started with t equals 0 and ended with t equals 1. But you still have the whole line if you want it, just by letting the t values go from -infinity to +infinity. There's my line segment.